month ago. Like, yo, we live on this motherfucker, bro. These niggas cannot fuck with us. Cannot be fucked with. Can't be fucked with, nigga. Hold up, come. Alright, let me do this. Cause I don't even know, like, there ain't even no videos for me for real to go to, cause all the liberals really ain't, they really ain't hitting on nothing, bro. It's the same talking points, bro. Yeah, I'm tired of attacking the same talking points. Like, Kamala, if Kamala was here, she would do this, do. Like, bro, okay, dude, we understand that they is both paid by the same niggas, bro. I've been over that so many times. Like, hold on. I almost said I'm live on Twitch. Yeah, no, I can't. You read? Hey, bro, you read State and Rev yet? Lucas.
Bro, you read Imperialism yet?
Bro, that's a greatest, bro.
Bro,
do you agree with?
Bro, you read Capital?
Do you disagree with anything that Lenin says?
I disagree with a lot of stuff from a lot of people, including Lenin.
All right, okay, you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. He also made one on
Leninist USSR crazy.
Huh?
Is it Stalinist USSR or Leninist USSR? What you thinking?
The whole project, nigga.
He's called The State is Counter-Revolutionary.
Because, wait, do you just want to watch part one? We can watch part one. Because he's critiquing the fuck out of, he's critiquing the fuck out of Lenin in part one. Hold up. There's an anarchist too.
Yeah, I've seen this guy.
Very different.
Anarchist.
I watch this shit in the shower, Kara.
What?
Bro, I was listening to this shit in the shower, bro. Like, in the morning, nigga.
What?
Nigga, you don't play shit while you in the shower, gang?
Nigga, you talking about you on YouTube in the shower, bro? No, I don't go on YouTube in the shower.
I leave my phone out on the fucking sink, nigga. But of course, nigga, I let the shit play while I'm washing my ass.
Very important.
I'm retaining the fucking information. Now y'all tell niggas y'all want niggas to find time to read theory and learn shit. But when niggas actually read theory and learn shit,
topic in leftist theory.
Up. First off, what you mean read theory and learn shit, nigga? This is a YouTube video. This some random nigga on the internet.
Nigga, you ain't even watched it yet. Nigga, watch.
Namely, the role and nature of the state in the revolutionary process. It would be an understatement to say that this has been a point of contention for a variety of committed socialists. Indeed, it represents the most significant early theoretical split in the left, one which has endured until this day. Over the course of this video, we will inspect why this is the case and why this division has not disappeared, despite a century of experiments, both with states and without. As we begin this analysis, I'd like to refer to a quote from the book The Bolshevik Myth, in which the anarchist Alexander Berkman tells the story of his deportation from America to the Soviet Union between the years of 1919
That's a crazy deportation, nigga.
to 1922. Despite what you might assume, given his anarchist ideology, Berkman was willing to sideline his skepticism of the state in the revolutionary process. Indeed, upon his arrival, he wrote, "A feeling of solemnity, of awe overwhelmed me. Thus my pious old forefathers must have felt on first entering the Holy of Holies. A strong desire was upon me to kneel down and kiss the ground consecrated by the lifeblood of generations of suffering and martyrdom, consecrated anew by the revolutionists of my own day. Never before, not even at the first caress of freedom on that glorious May Day, 1906, after 14 years in a Pennsylvania prison, had I been stirred so profoundly. I longed to embrace humanity, to lay my heart at its feet, to give my life 1,000 times to the service of the social revolution. Shortly after, in fact, he recounts an event where he confronted a dissident Russian anarchist who was giving a speech to a crowd. "We anarchists," the dissident anarchist was saying, "are willing to work with the Bolsheviki if they will treat us right. But I
They ended up hitting something crazy with the Bolsheviks. I think the Bolsheviks ended up killing around 10,000 anarchists or some shit.
warn you that we won't stand for suppression. If you attempt it, it will mean war between us." Berkman jumped on the platform. "Let not this great hour be debased by unworthy thoughts. From now on, we are all..."
ML's gonna say they were counter-revolutionary, that's why they had to go. That's gonna be their main excuse, but motherfuckers like Yeltsin was still breathing and not in the 90s, so there's that too.
One in the sacred work of the revolution, one in its defense, one in our common aim for the freedom and welfare of the people. Socialists or anarchists, our theoretical differences are left behind. We are all revolutionists now, and shoulder to shoulder we'll stand together to fight and to work for the liberating revolution. Comrades, heroes of the great revolutionary struggles of Russia, in the name of the American deportees, I greet you. In their name, I say to you, we've come to learn, not to teach, to learn and to help. This was the attitude of many anarchists toward the Russian Revolution. It wasn't perfect, they might have imagined, but it was the best bet that leftism had at the time. Berkman, a committed opponent of the state, counseled his fellow anarchists to support the Bolsheviks. Kropotkin, too, always a vocal critic of the state, was heartened by the promise he saw there. The anarchists of the last wave of revolutionary acts suspended their skepticism in order to see if the flower of state socialism might bloom into liberation. And they can't be blamed for having withheld their skepticism in face of what appeared to be an exhilarating victory. Indeed, it must have seemed like the world revolution was just around the bend. However, unlike the leftists of 1917, we now have in hand the empirical outcomes of the state experiments of the 20th century. Thus, in the following series,
we saw the rise and fall of the experiment. We understand that the shit didn't end up working. So why the fuck will we do it again? Why the fuck will we do that shit again?
Series, I will argue,
especially when you have, they're gonna get into it later in the video, especially when you had niggas in his era telling him that shit's not gonna work.
For why we must reject a repetition of this historical cycle. First, I'll carry out a theoretical inspection of the state as an institution, and disentangle how the ideologies which cling to it have been corrupted so deeply. Then, in the following videos, I'll move on to inspect the historical record more closely, such that we can witness the degradation of these revolutionary projects in greater detail. The tasks we have ahead of us are far too important to avoid speaking the truth out of fears of sectarianism. It's a solemn duty that we have to the people of our societies to bring something far more than just a marginal improvement, something better than a new aesthetic for an old system. In order for this to happen, it depends upon our vocal opposition to the failed tactics of the past. And all evidence that can be found leads the careful observer to only one conclusion. The state is counter-revolutionary.
Oh shit. We getting into it. Let's go. Have y'all seen CJ fall down an anarchist pipeline in real time? Question mark?
So, if we're going to have this discussion, it only seems appropriate that we should answer a very basic question. Namely, what is the state? Well, there's a very common definition, first defined by Max Weber, that the state is the human community that successfully claims the monopoly of the legitimate use of violence within a given territory.
That's a cool definition.
This definition is largely functional and is a very good way to disentangle complicated conversations, but it's insufficient if we're really going to develop a complete understanding of our goals, and if we wish to lay out what the abolition of the truly oppressive aspects of the state will even look like. Enrico Malatesta, however, gives a more expansive coverage. Anarchists, including this writer, have used the word state, and still do, to mean the sum total of the political, legislative, judiciary, military, and financial institutions through which the management of their own affairs, the control over their personal behavior, and the responsibility for their personal safety are taken away from the people and entrusted to others who, by usurpation or delegation, are vested with the powers to make the laws for everything and everybody, and to oblige the people to observe them, if need be, by the use of collective force. This definition includes almost every important aspect of the state, yet loses the territorial nature of Weber. Kropotkin, however, brings us full circle, synthesizing Malatesta and Weber. The state, he says, not only includes the existence of a power situated above society, but also of a territorial concentration, as well as the concentration in the hands of a few of many functions in the life of societies. A whole mechanism of legislation and of policing has to be developed in order to subject some classes to the domination.
So what Kropotkin is now detailing in his analysis of the state is the state apparatus. So what mechanisms does the state set up for itself to reinforce itself? And it's like reinforce the top-down power structures and its monopoly on violence. What does the state use? Policing, judges, prisons, etc., etc. These are all a part of the state, and it's called the state apparatus.
Of others. We've left out the quibbles of these two thinkers, in which they develop distinctions between state and government. Although useful, they'll prove unnecessary for our inspection. Nonetheless, when we combine these definitions, we can now see what aspects in particular that the anarchist objects to in the institution of the state. It's not only Weber's legitimate use of violence within a territory which is objectionable, although that certainly comprises the core ultimatum for their paradigm. It's the fact that the state is a top-down schema of social enforcement, inherently predicated upon diminishing the direct control by the people, centralizing the judicial, military, and political functions of society into a body of privileged rulers. The very existence of such an entity is thus guaranteed to create a class structure.
So it's like, and State and Rev, I believe, when Lenin is talking about what are the things that create the state in the first place, he's not entirely wrong. Class antagonisms and I also say social antagonisms is what creates the conditions for the state. And if you do not resolve these things, you are bound to just repurpose the state and recreate the state, and that's exactly what Lenin did.
Structure in which the functionaries of the state and their collaborators operate above the people, transmuting the masses into subjects. This last aspect is particularly emphasized by Rudolf Rocker in his work Nationalism and Culture. Every power presupposes some form of human slavery, for the division of society into higher and lower classes is one of the first conditions of its existence. The separation of men into castes, orders, and classes occurring in every power structure corresponds to an inner necessity for the separation of the possessors of privilege from the people. And although Rocker illustrates this beautifully in his own work, I'll leave that reading to you. If the origin and toxicity of the state interests you, you'll find plenty of food for thought in both the works Nationalism and Culture by Rudolf Rocker and The State, Its Historic Role by Peter Kropotkin. Instead, I intend to use these foundations to reformulate an argument I made in another one of my videos, The Case Against Hierarchy. The argument goes as follows. The state is a small group of people vested with the unitary control over the functions of governance and the legally legitimate power to coerce others to abide by that control. Regardless of the temporary existence of selfless leaders, self-interested people will exist within the state. The power of the state is what allows those people to act in their self-interest. Therefore, it's in the interest of all the people that operate the state to perpetuate the power of the state. With this in mind, each time the power of the state is threatened, those who operate the state will have a tendency to stymie that threat. But every power structure that exists is competition for the state.
Mic is kind of quiet.
Thus,
Hold up. Hello? Can y'all hear me? Hold on. I have not used this shit in like... Hello? And then we gonna do this. Hello, can y'all hear me better? What the fuck? Why is my screen this? Oh shit. Yo, can y'all still see me move on my webcam? No. I'm straight froze on my webcam. Hold up. This is some bullshit. Hold up. These motherfuckers is really killing me. Like, really is. They really is. Hold up. Yeah. No. No. My mic is still quiet. Alright, we got the camera up and running. That was some bullshit. What's up? I'm doing well. I mean, my volume all the way up. I'm good. My mic is good. Cause my volume on my mic is all the way up, and I can see that it's getting input right here. Hold up. Am I good?
the state stands at odds with any structure which may threaten its control over society. The masses, however, have an inherent power in their numbers and in their primary function as the laborers that make society run. So, the state will always have an institutional tendency to view the masses as a threat to the unitary power of the state. And therefore, the state will always seek to control and suppress the latent power of the masses, except when it serves the interests of the state. This formulation alone guarantees an antagonism between the people and the institution of the state, centralized, vesting control over the organs of coercion and violence, seeking to establish and maintain a set of class hierarchies which bolster its own power. Just starting from the simple assumptions that people sometimes act in their own self-interest, that the state is comprised of people, and that the state is vested with the power to coerce society, it's a guaranteed outcome that this affair of subjugation will take place over a long enough timeline. As Rocker said, every power presupposes some form of human slavery. The only conceivable counterargument that a benevolent leadership which does not act in their own self...
That's some liberal shit right there. Expecting benevolent leaders and all that stuff. That shit's counter-revolutionary.
Self-interest may sit in the seats of power neglects a simple reality. All humans die eventually. And once those benevolent dictators die, the reins will be handed back over to a new group of human beings, turning the state, on a long enough timeline, into a game of Russian roulette with the future of the masses lying in the balance.
We're gonna watch part 2 after this.
It gets worse, however. It's not only that individuals in power often seek to act in their own self-interest, nor is it the inherent tendency of the state to create and perpetuate class structures by its nature. It's also the tendency of even well-intentioned human beings, given a particular tool, to see the application of that tool as the solution to all problems. This cognitive bias is sometimes called the law of the instrument, or Maslow's hammer. It's famously contained in the pithy adage that, to the hammer, every problem looks like a nail. And we shouldn't be shocked that this cognitive bias occurs enough to have earned such a reputation. Humans have an inherent desire to solve the problems that lie in front of them. And given a single tool to solve that problem, they'll have a tendency to attempt and discover every way that that particular tool could conceivably overcome that particular problem. Every challenge that arises is then reframed as a question of how it's a problem for the wielder, and mutated by this frame into something which the wielder of the tool perceives as solvable through their means. Such a situation is even more perverse in light of the fact that the state's primary tools are coercion and the manufacture of consent. Within its very nature, it is thus a paternalistic and chauvinistic entity, bound to view all those who are subject to its will as unruly when they disobey, and useful only when they abide. It's an entity in a perpetual process of moral decline, a warden eternally destined to betray its charge. Left to its own devices over a long enough time, it can only be guaranteed to represent its own interests and the joint interests of its most powerful collaborators, not the exploited. The very act of centralizing power is thus an act of violence against the workers. So
you see that the centralization of the revolution is what kills the revolution. Like, this is something even fucking Mao, if I'm not mistaken, could see. When you centralize a revolution, you take away the power that the workers have, or that the people have within this movement, because then now you give them someone else to answer to. Motherfucker, the whole point of socialism is that the workers will have no class to answer to. Excuse me. So creating a fucking a vanguard party, or creating a vanguard in which is supposed to bring in the revolution for the workers and then give it back. Motherfuckers didn't give it back. It just don't work like that.
As long as the state is allowed.
That's the fucking idealism. That's the naivety of it all.
To exist, worker emancipation is impossible. In the same way that the class antagonisms of capitalism can't be eliminated while the means of production are controlled by the capitalists. Class abolition can then only ever hope to succeed if it corresponds to an abolition of centralized power. Such a statement is...
Marx was arguing for centralization in the 1840s, but by the time he died, he realized that centralization was
not a preference. It's a foundational requirement for the next phase of human development. And all attempts to make the state into a vehicle for liberation are misguided negotiations.
So because the state, as we've now seen, is an oppressive and reactionary force, how the fuck can this be a vehicle for workers' liberation? You're going to have to dismantle everything that comes along with capital and move on to the next one. That's what they did with feudalism.
With a potent counter-revolutionary force.
The world shifted away from feudalism to capitalism.
So, if all of this is true, why did leftists ever convince themselves that it could be otherwise? Well, we will now inspect what theoretical and rhetorical...
Yeah, Lucas, you still here? That nigga still here.
Yeah.
You're gonna like this part of the video. Pay attention.
Aspects of leftist ideology led to the rot in the authoritarian foundations, so that we might better understand what created their repeated failures in a practical context. First, lying at the center of the authoritarian left conceptualization is the notion that any socialist project managed by the people is too weak and too aimless to defend itself from sabotage, and that instead of the people governing themselves in the interim, the state will need to rapidly centralize power, then wield that power benevolently in the interests of the masses. This particular affair, it must...
So, what you see was shit like the USSR. Like, that's why socialism in one country can't work. All you're going to get is state seizure and you're going to get state capitalism. Now, will the standard of living of the people probably be better than it is over here? Of course, but it's still not socialism.
Be said is not strictly contained anywhere within Marxist literature. In fact, Marx said something quite contrary at the First International, namely that the emancipation of the working classes must be conquered by the working class.
Like, Marx was not fucking propagating a vanguard, bro. Was not even propagating socialism in one country. All of that shit are additions that fucking Lenin and Stalin made that just are not Marxist. Stalinists and Leninists.
Themselves. That the struggle for the emancipation of the working classes means not a struggle for class privileges and monopolies, but for equal rights and duties, and the abolition of all class rule. However, some of Marx's rhetorical choices and early theoretical emphasis left the notion of what should be done and by what practice struggle should take place sufficiently vague, making the threat of co-option inevitable. The most pertinent of these rhetorical choices was that Marx called for a stage in which there would be a dictatorship of the proletariat. But Marx almost certainly did not mean that a centralized bureaucracy with complete control should domineer the workers and the previous bourgeois alike. Although it's true that he advocated centralization even as early as 1848 in the Communist Manifesto, by 1891 in his Critique of the Gotha program, Marx was brutally criticizing the German socialists for their belief that socialism could be achieved.
Now, imagine this motherfucker waking up and seeing the USSR. Imagine him being here for Stalin. And this nigga would have body slammed the fuck out of Lenin after the NEP. Because what the fuck are you doing?
Through a paternalistic state, saying, Free state? What is this? It is by no means the aim of the workers, who have got rid of the narrow mentality of humble subjects, to set the state free. Freedom consists in converting the state from an organ superimposed upon society into one completely subordinate to it.
So workers must fucking suppress the state until it's gone is due. This is something else that Marxists are supposed to adhere to. It's just a lot of self-proclaimed Marxists don't even reckon with the state as much as they are supposed to, because they don't want to be called an anarchist. I don't give a fuck. I legitimately don't give a fuck what the fuck you call me. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, I fucking touch grass. I do shit. You can call me a fucking ANCOM, leftcom, whatever the fuck. I tell you niggas what I am every time. You know what I'm saying? And you're acting like you don't have Marxists who don't like the state. You do have that.
And today, too, the forms of state are more free or less free to the extent that they restrict the freedom of the state. We can see by this that the notion that worker control meant centralized state control was certainly not a view held by the end of Marx's life. Indeed, the only state that Marx could see as consistent with worker control was one completely subordinated to the direct will of the workers. In fact, in Critique of the Gotha program, he excoriated the German Social Democrats for the notion that they should even presume to educate the masses. Government and church should rather be equally excluded from any influence on the school. The state has need, on the contrary, of a very stern education by the people. So, where did the authoritarian tendency arise if not from Marx?
And will advocate that we need the state for socialism. Like, yo, Lucas.
Well, upon inspection of the historical record, the truest forerunner to the authoritarian ideology appears to...
Yo, Lucas, I'm telling you, you missing it, nigga. This is exactly what I've been telling you about Blacc. About Lenin and Blacc. I think he's a nigga AFK. He'll get it later.
An individual named Louis-Auguste Blacc. Blacc, an early French socialist revolutionary, did not believe that the proletarian were up to the task of revolution on their own. Instead, Blacc conceived of the need of a small group of revolutionary professionals who would form a vanguard party and then lead the workers in a coup against the state, proceeding to suppress the previous ruling class until a time would come that a transition to socialism could take place.
And the only time that it can happen is if you have socialism everywhere. If you have a socialist revolution everywhere, the only way it can happen. You can't have that socialism in one country shit, bro. Because you're going to have to become capitalist.
Blacc did not attempt to conceive of the socialist future, nor when, how, and where the transition from vanguard rule to worker control might take place. It was far more important that the previous ruling class was defeated at all costs. This is not the last we'll hear of such a viewpoint, although its next adherents will not call themselves Blancists. With these foundations in place, we can now turn our inspection to the next and perhaps most significant development in the authoritarian leftist ideology, calling itself Marxist-Leninism. This ideology, basing itself on the thought of Vladimir Lenin, would animate a great many revolutionary struggles and ideological offshoots to come. However, we don't have sufficient time to inspect all of those. Instead, we'll look at the most significant of these offshoots, Marxist-Leninist Maoism, in part 3 of this video series. For now, let's start at the beginning. This quote from Lenin's work, What is to be Done, is quite instructive of the attitude he takes toward revolutionary organization. Class political consciousness can be brought to the workers only from without. That is, only from outside the economic struggle, from outside the sphere of relations between the workers and the employers. Leninism is predicated on a fundamental lack of faith in the workers to organize themselves and to arrive upon a coherent conception of their class position without a party to lead them. To Lenin, the vanguard, occupied by enlightened socialist thinkers, was a representative body of proletarian class consciousness. Thus, it was the job of the Revolutionary Party to tutor the masses on their liberation from without. Wherein the workers lacked such a guiding hand, Lenin took a dim view of their mass potential, believing that the highest state that they could achieve on their own was what he called trade union consciousness. That is to say, the ability to band together into trade unions. Such a conception, of course, neglects the fact that trade unionism was a movement with its own adherents and thinkers, developed and pioneered forth by other revolutionaries. A movement, in fact, which would be far more responsible for the radical and transformative elements of the Russian Revolution than the Bolsheviks. But in Lenin's mind, the masses had to develop past this trade union consciousness to succeed in revolutionary activity. And in order for them to develop in the way he wanted, they would have to submit to vanguard rule.
I'm cool
In
on all that shit.
1904, Rosa Luxemburg,
You see even
after having
fuck this camera, nigga. But you see even communists and socialists and Marxists within his time, within Lenin's time period, who were like working hand in hand in tandem with this nigga. We're even telling him, hey bro, this shit is not Marxist, this shit is Blacciist. And they're telling him this shit ain't gonna work.
read Lenin's One Step Forward, Two Steps Back, wrote a response called Organizational Questions of the Russian Social Democracy.
Well, ultimately, well, I like Luxemburg way more than I like Lenin. I'm not gonna figure it.
To criticize this attitude. In it, she said, "The two principles on which Lenin's centralism rest are precisely these. 1. The blind subordination, in the smallest detail, of all party organs to the party center, which alone thinks, guides, and decides for all. And 2. The rigorous separation of the organized nucleus of revolutionaries from its social revolutionary surroundings. Such centralism is a mechanical transposition of the organizational principles of Blaccism onto the mass movement of the socialist working class."
Oh yeah. One of my mutuals beefing with Bad Empanada right now. Nigga, fuck Bad Empanada.
From this, we can see that the connection of Lenin's thought to Blacc is not something I've just made up. Lenin was accused of having advocated Blaccism so often, he even saw fit to mount defenses against the accusation. But his only defense...
Like, this nigga was being called a Blacciist in real time. So when I call this nigga a Blacciist now, it's true, guy. What this nigga was, bro, he was not no fucking Marxist.
was that he was not a
He may have influence from Marx, but once you start doing that USSR bullshit, bro, you're more like him, bro. Marxists don't fuck with the real Marxists ain't gonna fuck with the USSR. That's why Richard Wolff doesn't.
Blancist because his vanguard would organize the masses to achieve an absolute control, unlike Blacc, whose vanguard planned the coup alone until the last moment. Ultimately, however, what has to be recognized is that Lenin's conception of the party was not really so much a body representing proletarian consciousness, but a body demanding submission of the
apparently, fuck I'm gonna ask dude later, but this nigga on Twitter right now arguing with one of my mutuals. So my mutual made a tweet, and said there's a number of people on the quote-unquote left who are actually trying to launder anti-Semitism through their pro-Palestinian activism as such to see. There's no reason you should be cozying up to Nazis or using anti-Semitic talking points in your advocacy. If you find yourself unironically agreeing with Jake Shields and Candace Owens, you should reevaluate your positions because you're unironically falling down a far right pipeline. Bad Empanada says, the first tweet on your page is a retweet of a guy with proud Marine Corps vet in his bio. You literally support people who mass murder Arabs. And then this is when my mutual said, I know you're a troll, but this is NLH. I genuinely didn't think you were this dumb, bro. Retweeting someone whose bio I probably didn't check 2 years ago means I probably adopt all the positions of the U.S. military. Truly sound logic we're hearing to today. And then this is when Bad Empanada said, you support the R-worders and killers of Arab and spread Zionist lies and murder even more of them. And then NLA said, you're actually fucking stupid. I didn't know how you extrapolate not agreeing with protocols of the elders of Zion and Jake Shields to supporting Zionism. Like, bro, I don't know, cuz. What up, Haley? What up? I don't know what's up with, like, white boys especially thinking that they know better than principled black anarchists, black Marxists, or black anything. Like, you white pieces of shit.
Nigga,
You white pieces of shit.
the TikTok comment section is not real.
Huh?
The TikTok comment section is not real.
Nah, that's Twitter. They be on Twitter. But you talking about Amon? You talking about Amon comment section, because
This shit crazy.
Hold on, cuz. We taking a pause from this shit, bro. We finna go. Bro, I gotta go. We gotta go watch that shit, bro. Because I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
No, But I know Bad Empanada and fucking NLH and Bad Empanada went in the TikTok comment section at one point. I know that. I don't remember which video, but
bro, this shit is insane, bro. Hold up. Nah, this is a wrong channel. And don't look at that. I posted that on Instagram anyway. Bruh, we gotta see what Unc talking about, bruh. Because bruh, me and him, he used to fuck with me. But he stopped fucking with me after the China shit. And then at first was like, okay, I see where you coming from. And then did a whole 180 and was like, fuck you, nigga. I'm like, damn. My bad.
When a person who's in praxis meets someone who's just in theory,
to set the stage, hold up. Let's see. Okay, to set the stage, this is Amon's entire argument. Okay, that socialists are not the labor movement. The workers are the fucking labor movement, which to a actual nigga who reads makes fucking sense. Okay. Or a nigga who actually organizes. It makes fucking sense.
Conditions. And
you
they are
recognize
started
that everybody,
by the people who are directly
nigga, pause. Damn. You recognize that everybody who is inside of the so like, for example, the March on Washington, 250,000 niggas showed up. I can recognize that not everybody that's at the March on Washington is a fucking socialist. I can understand that the people that is organized by, I can understand that the people who probably speak at the March on Washington are socialists. But is the movement itself a socialist movement? Are all of these people socialists? No. Do these people have to get, like, another argument is, nobody needs to be taught why they should hate their boss. Most niggas who work hate their fucking boss. They're not going to be able to explain all of this shit, all the leftist jargon and shit. But if a motherfucker was able to organize them, and then they be like, okay, we just go on ahead with it. It's the same shit niggas do with the Black Panthers. Thinking that every Black Panther was a Marxist-Leninist. Like, no!
Affected by these conditions. The labor movement started because of the conditions that exist under capitalism. These conditions make it so that workers are exploited by capitalists or their owners. The more fully the owners are able to exploit the workers, the better off the owners are. The more effectively workers can struggle against being exploited and get to the point of not being exploited, the better off the workers are. We see here that the owning class, the capitalist class, has contradictory interests to the working class. Because
Like, if the niggas who made Labor Day were all socialists, okay, let's think this. If everybody throughout history that engaged in labor movements or strikes and et cetera, were socialists, do you think we'll still be having these fucking discussions? Like, goddamn, bro. Goddamn, bro.
because of this contradiction, there is a struggle between the working class and the owning class or the capitalist class. On the side of the working class, this struggle manifests as what? A labor movement.
Like, this is something that Marx talks about. This is why Marx decrees, well, Fanon later critiques Marx because this is not how it is in colonized nations. It's actually the lumpen proletariat. But I think I misspelled it in the comment section, but neither here nor fucking there. Basically, this is the class that has the most revolutionary potential. Why is that? Because of how distressed and how cast away they are in society to the point of where they have nothing to lose. So, you know what I'm saying? These people have the most revolutionary potential. The workers are engaged in class struggle with the capitalists. This is why workers go on fucking strike. Do you think average niggas who go on strike are like, yeah, this socialism? No!
On the capitalist side, this looks like the suppression or repression of the labor movement. Notice how the left and leftist ideas have not been presented as necessary here. Notice how the working class did not start struggling in their own interest because somebody came to them with a set of leftist ideals. This is the case because while the left may want to forward the labor movement, labor struggle in the labor movement does not root to leftist ideals. Because again, the labor movement, like any other movement, starts
Is this nigga from Canada, bro?
movement
What the fuck?
ideal. Because again,
Like, get this
the
Canadian
labor movement
shit, nigga. There's no you in labor, nigga. This Canadian ass shit out of here, nigga. This Canadian shit out of here. Nigga. Man, this is where it started. And they learned this how? You nigga, if you logistically believe, I'll just put it like this. If you seriously believe a socialist had to come and tell Nat fucking Turner why his conditions are bad, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. You're just actually stupid. If you believe that, like, with slave revolts in, like, Haiti and shit, a socialist had to come from fucking Europe and tell these niggas, yeah, so boom, 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 this is why you're conditioned. No, motherfuckers can recognize they're in bad fucking conditions. What the fuck is a... Alright, bro. Leftist principles. Y'all finna do this shit just like y'all do socialist policy. Yeah. Or Toussaint. Like, socialists didn't come down from fucking Europe to tell Toussaint. Labor movement, not socialist movement. It's a different thing, bro.
Toussaint won all that anyways.
Nah, bro. Nat Turner needed socialists to teach him how bad enslavement was. And I gave him the March on Washington example. I said the march was called the March for Jobs and Freedom. But it would be silly to assume that everyone at the march was socialist, even though it was organized and had socialist speakers. Hope this helps. And then the nigga was like,
You know, no, I really appreciate what you said. How you said, I know this wasn't you said this, but like that socialism is the antithesis to capitalism because like socialist principles, even in and of themselves, are productions of the contradictions. They're an analysis of the contradictions. like Marx doesn't spend his time theorizing about what a perfect society would look like, and that's how we derive socialism. He spends his time analyzing the contradictions in the society which exist. He analyzes the conditions of the society which exist. And that's how he comes to the, the conclusions he comes to.
Yeah. Like, this is what I was saying on Black Liberation Media. Like, that motherfuckers not understanding. Like, Kwame Ture even says this shit. Like, capitalism and socialism are diametrically opposed to each other. They're polar fucking opposites. You cannot mix the two. You cannot have capitalism and socialism at the same time. You must choose one. I don't know why this is so hard to grasp.
Was Black Liberation Media pressing you about the China take?
Yeah, bro. I went on there to speak about China, bro. No bullshit.
Wait, did they say China wasn't imperialist, or was like
Geechee
they trying to like?
It was more a dialogue between Geechee and I, even though Sherry still like didn't fully agree with me. But it was more of a dialogue back and forth between Geechee and I about China being imperialist. In which I think I did my due. I was able to perfectly represent how China is imperialist. It was mostly like the shit that I run to with other niggas. Niggas is asking about sources and whoop de whoop, and you know what I'm saying, where you get that from, where you get this from, and I'm telling you where I got it from. And you know what I'm saying, niggas still hesitant. It's just, I don't know what it is about China, but niggas enter a weird cognitive dissonance when it comes to China. Like, it's a weird ass cognitive dissonance, and then I'm like, hey, bro, I got documentation from so and so whoop de whoop. That is a part of like Mao's revolution that is detailing how this new shit is not socialist. You know what I'm saying? I detail all that shit. But another thing about going on Black Liberation Media, you do got time constraints. So niggas only had an hour. This conversation needs more than an hour because you have so much historical information to go through. But yeah, all right. Let's go through the comments. Niggas was mad as fuck in the comments. I ain't gonna lie. Let's react to these comments, right? But it was a way more respectful. Damn, cuz. That shit crazy, bro. That shit is insane, dog. So yeah, cuz. China. Let's go. Oh, they already had somebody coming down and talking about China. My bad. A better word is possible, and I seen it in China. Yeah, I wonder why. Motherfucker saw social democracy, bruh. We're so used to living under neoliberal capitalism that any other like alternative that is rooted in some sort of socialist history, or you know what I'm saying, or social democracy, motherfuckers immediately jump to. And it's one of those things in which we cannot find ourselves doing that shit. I ain't finna watch this shit because I don't like hearing myself talk. I straight don't like hearing myself talk. Motherfucker, the CEO of TikTok is Singapore. Nigga, ByteDance is a fucking Chinese. ByteDance is a Chinese company. So, okay, if China's imperialist, why does it...
I'm Singaporean.
Dude said, if China is imperialist, why does it have one overseas military base in Djibouti? It's just in Africa. Which serves as a naval support facility. Like, a naval support...
I don't think he fucking heard himself. Hold up. We'll wait. Reread that sentence to me and let me make sure I'm here. Like, hold up. Because I'm reading it right now. I'm looking at the screen. I think I'm fucking blind. I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. I'm confused. This nigga just said they have a military base outside of the country. What the fuck are we talking about? Know what? Did you know that AFRICOM is actually supporting Africa?
Niggas doing cross coordination with Rwanda. That's just for Rwandan military support. Oh my god! If China is imperialist, why is it not expanding its territory through hard power? Oh, China is. It is. I just don't hear about it. And have a strict policy of non-interference in other countries' affairs. If China is imperialist, why has it only engaged in one modern invasion for a month in Vietnam?
If China's imperialist, why did it imperialize and then say sorry?
Oh my God, bro! Like, do y'all not hear yourselves, bro? Hold up. However, if you want to ask, will China's bourgeois give up socialism for communism? Now, that would be a good question. CJ is wrong about China. It does not understand socialism. I know Geechee like that shit. I know that nigga like that shit. These are low bars, fam. Only invading and militarily imperializing once is still imperialism. Nigga, what the fuck? I don't understand folks' instinct to defend China's involvement in Africa. If this relationship isn't exploitative by intent, it seems exploitative by structure. Either way, you're fucked. The structures that we have existing in Africa are not built for development. They're built for exploitation. Why do they think imperialism only spreads through quote unquote hard power? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your people's definition of hard power too is also subjective. You get what I'm saying? Like, what do you consider?
It doesn't even
consider America as a hard power.
My thing is, like, I thought personally, for me, my understanding, feel me, colonialism would be the quote unquote hard power, right? In this context, if like I don't even like to like making, I don't even like you like analogizing. Fucking, I can't even say the word, but I don't like going to the same minefield as these motherfuckers. But colonialism would be the hard power. Capitalism and imperialism would be products of that stages from the colonial relations. And if you read my whole thing, bro, you know how anti-black colonialism is how really everything in this society started. All the paradigmatic orders, capitalism starts with the colonial relations. Like the relation of the slave and the master creates the relationship of the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. But niggas ain't trying to hear all that.
Motherfuckers dropped the sources in it. This is what I'm saying. I was dropping sources in the fucking video and shit. So I got a text from Cherie. Did you? No, I haven't played my interview on stream. I checked. She texted me afterwards and was like, we got to do a part 2 because they actually liked the discussion. But niggas was not budging. Oh my God, niggas was not budging. Hold up, we'll play a little bit because I don't like hearing my voice, but we'll play a little bit.
Good system. It's working as intended, but it is a corrupt, evil, racist system.
I mean, I think it's just so much to go into. I think I'm trying to figure out what is the argument and what is the conclusion, like how you should and shouldn't engage with China. But if you say like, I've never heard the argument is, oh, we should get resources to help build something.
I think this is when niggas was talking about building socialism, and I was like, if we're gonna talk about America, you're gonna have to have intercommunalism and cross collaboration with things. Motherfuckers took this shit out of context. Niggas was like, I'm talking about pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Nigga, I'm talking about already existing places of commerce within the black community doing either donations or materially supporting groups and entities in which are fighting for liberation. That is an inherent difference than what the fuck whatever these niggas got from that.
You see that Chinese companies such as Freeport, Huawei, you see
Freeport's American. I fucked up.
Taiwanese companies like Foxconn within the PRC, People's Republic of China, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff with that I'll probably get into.
Have y'all ever heard about the Foxconn unalivenments, bro? I never heard about that shit, bro. What the working conditions were so bad in this one Chinese factory that motherfuckers just self-deleted. No bull. Y'all can look it up. Y'all can like 12 niggas straight self-deleted. Like, I'm so dead ass.
I believe as long as you do not see for the agitation and overthrow of capital, I don't really see an organized struggle against that being conducted through China, through things like BRICS. Is that what you?
I don't see it being done through BRICS. Because they also asked me some questions about organization and shit. like how would I organize socialism? I'm like, shit, I can give y'all some ideas, but shit, what China doing ain't it.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, you answered it. Yeah, I don't know if Geechee wants to follow up.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if the process is answered there. So to overthrow capitalism, which none of us have done, it's not just like it's overthrow and then things are gone, but it's like a process. So let's give an example, like Nicaragua was able to get Somoza out of it, right? And once Somoza was gone, the Sandinistas was in power. Well, this is a geopolitical context. So with being in power and there's a world trade, the U.S. can put sanctions on your country very easily, like Cuba and IO. So your method of development might be impacted, right? And so once the folks couldn't develop as fast as they want and they didn't have access to a particular world market, they voted the Sandinista out, put Chamorro in for a little while, and realized that private property and private shit just expanded again. And then the revolution came back and nationalized industries again. So I want to hear more about what you think the process is to overthrow capitalism. And again, maybe to the point, like what is the process? And then maybe, I know this is probably a bigger question, but then I'm thinking the conversation might be around like U.S. imperialism as opposed to capitalism. So what is China doing imperialism, or is China doing whatever they makeshift do to survive and be a world power? So
okay, so I believe in global revolution, so global through intercommunalism, through communist powers for the overthrow of capitalism within their respective regions, which is going to destabilize the world. So, for example, what happens when you have socialism or the agitation of socialism just in one country, what happens is you talk about the sanctions and the embargoes. The capitalist powers of the world constrict you. And you know what I'm saying? They constrict you to a point of where you have to adopt state capitalism, in which the state is the arbiter of everything now. And you still have you still have markets and things like that, but you may plan out your capitalism more because you have not fully abolished the thing known as capital.
Like we see within America, like corporations like Walmart use planned economies, like not planned economies, but they use planned mechanisms for their business and their commerce. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a planned economy does not make it socialist. You have a planned market economy, which is still capitalist.
And so you see after this, like with Lenin in the USSR, Lenin had to retreat. This is what he calls the NEP. He has to retreat and he has to go back.
Hey, I didn't call it that. Lenin called it that. He called the shit a retreat.
Because he realizes the revolution in Germany didn't pop off. So the overthrow of capital within imperial cores has not been met, which causes countries to go into submission. They can start to build socialism, but they hit that roadblock, and capitalism's coercion on the geopolitical scale subordinates them to a place of having to be coerced, because I think Cuba now has 9% market privatization. They had to open their market up somewhat.
Does Cuba have market private? Does Cuba have privatization? If I'm not mistaken, they did have to open it up for a little minute. Okay. Okay. So it does. It does. Okay. Of course, Djibouti has debt to China. Okay, so Cuba's state capitalist now. All right, I knew I wasn't fucking bugging.
To capital, so it's one of those things of that. This would just have to be a sustained global effort for the overthrow of capital through communalism, intercommunalism, through support networks of communists, anarchists, Marxists, etc., etc.
Three, I don't know if you
I ain't answered a China.
I guess for me, so at this point, you would define. So you do define China as imperialist. I'm asking, and so I just want to know kind of what would be your breakdown on why China is imperialist.
Okay, So what it's just using dialectical materialism, using a historical lens to lay the groundwork. So you have after my
wait a fucking minute. Wait a damn minute. Wait a minute. Pause. 2/3 of the 1,800 people detained at Alligator Alcatraz are now missing. No database records, no lawyer access, no answers. What the fuck is going on, bruh? Y'all ready for that rapture tomorrow, though? Y'all ready for the rapture? Y'all ready to be taken up in the Lord's heavenly embrace? Oh my God. Bro, these niggas finna sell their cars, bro. We got niggas ready to sell bro. Niggas is selling their cars, bro. Niggas in sold houses around this shit, bro. Off of TikTok. Bro, maybe they need to ban this shit, bro. Y'all is stupid.
Miles' death in 76. You have a disturbance within the.
I was just being generous with Mal, because that nigga Mal was moving crazy too. But for the sake of the argument, we gonna say Mal's socialist.
You have a disturbance within the CPC/CPC. You know what I'm saying? That's the governing body, the ruling, the Chinese Communist Party. After this, you have, after Mao comes Deng Xiaoping. And when Deng Xiaoping rises to power, he's like, okay, we're going to open up our economy. We're going to open up China's economy to the market sector, to private capital, to private business owners. You know what I'm saying? We're going to allow them to come in. We're going to allow them to come into China. And what Marx teaches us, what a lot of communist thinkers, what a lot of socialist thinkers teach us is, once capital has invaded your state, capital will now predominate your state, and it will inherently have to influence the politics of how your state conducts itself. So after this is when Deng Xiaoping opens market reforms. He makes 50% of China's economy market capitalist, and he makes the other 50% state-owned. And what ends up happening is, after this, you start to see the privatization. This is why you have McDonald's in China.
Like, what the? Nigga, please. Like, nigga, please. Are we dead ass? Like, nigga, please. We not supposed to have no fucking McDonald's in China? If this shit's supposed to be socialist? The fuck?
Because China is now partaking in this global enterprise of capital. So you start to see in 2001, Zhang Luoxi, who is an original member of the CCP, fought on the liberation front with Mao Zedong and all of that. He submits his withdrawal from the party. He does this because Jiang Zemin, who is the general secretary of the party, in 2001 decrees that capitalist business owners, capitalist roaders can now get admitted into a Chinese Communist Party. This is something that Kwame Ture even touches on, that socialism and capitalism are diametrically opposed to one another. You cannot have a capitalist working in the best interest of the worker, because the worker is the one being exploited in this relationship, is the victim.
That's the shit that I don't get. Niggas don't understand, bro. You cannot fucking work with capitalists as a worker, nigga. This is like King Von working with fucking 63rd, bro. This shit just not gonna happen. This shit just not gonna happen. This shit just not gonna happen. This is like Charlie. Never mind. I ain't gonna say his fucking name. This is like Neck Boy working with a black person for liberation. This shit just not gonna fucking happen.
Victim. The capitalist has declared war on the worker by exploiting and alienating its labor. So once you start to already see the existence of capitalists within China, and now you see capitalists within the CCP, CPC, you start to see China's building up of its imperial network. Yeah. So one of the places that China set up its imperial network in the 2000s was in the DRC, through one of the prime ministers named Joseph Kabila, who's the son of Laurent Kabila.
Yeah,
Lawrence. In the DRC.
Okay, so Lawrence the dad, Joseph's the son.
So what you see here is Laurent Kabila was killed by his bodyguard. You see Joseph Kabila start taking Chinese finance capital. This is another hallmark of imperialism, where you're able to influence another country's politics because of your finance capital. This is another hallmark.
I'm not even finna do this shit. Joseph Kabila, China. Bro, how much was this nigga getting paid, bro? How much was this nigga getting paid, bro? The Sickle Mines deal. Yeah. What the fuck? Hey, bro, give that nigga give the mod back. What the hell? That shit was weird. But yeah, so he did the Sickle Mines deal, and this motherfucker had an offshore bank account with China. Look at this shit, bro. This motherfucker was in China back pocket, bro.
Mark of imperialism.
Bro, Geechee was, damn, I ain't know none of this shit. I think Geechee was like, damn, I gotta sit on this shit. Like, this nigga is like, that's another thing. I felt like I had dropped too much shit at one time. That's another thing that I'll say. I did drop a lot of shit at one time that most people are not used to hearing.
And what ends up happening is Joseph Kabila ends up getting, I believe, it's millions, billions of dollars in finance capital from Chinese investors that go into an offshore bank that he owns in Gabon. So what ends up happening is that the United States has no U.S. based mines in the DRC anymore because Freeport sold to CMOC, which is China Millennium Limited, which is responsible for 1/3 of the cobalt supply in the world. It's a Chinese state-owned enterprise. So what ends up happening is Joseph Kabila shifts the mining sector to Chinese hands within the DRC. And now today you see within the DRC that China has a monopoly on the mining sector, has a monopoly inside the country. They own 80% of the industrial mines, and China is also responsible for 75% of the refined cobalt that comes out of the world. Because this is a process on the ever linking chain that is mining within the DRC, because you start with your artisanal miners. So these are the people who are in the mines, and these are the people who are dying.
Cause like
in the mines,
logistically, like I was saying, like it's like even for myself when I was first learning and reading Cobalt Red, we tend to only hyper focus. Let's get a fucking map. M23 DRC. Map. Oh shit. So logistically, when we talk about DRC, most people only hyper focus on M23, which is only in the east. Is relatively in the east, close to Rwanda. This is where the operations of M23 are centralized. The DRC is a whole fucking country. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about Tenke Fugarum, this is a mine. Hold up. Like, we look at a map, it's in the south. This is nowhere near M23. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an expansive country. We hyper focus only on one part of the country and don't focus on anything else. So the west is there. You know what I'm saying? The east is there. Excuse me, just in two different regions.
Men, women.
He know what I'm spitting right. Geechee know what I'm spitting right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have to take their kids. It's a system of enslavement, really. And what ends up happening is they then go to a negotiator. 30% are Chinese nationals, or it may be somebody from a Congolese state-owned enterprise. After it goes to negotiator, that's when it goes to the industrial sector. It's key. China owns 80% of the industrial sector in the DRC. And then after this is when it goes to a refinery. This is when the cobalt gets refined and other minerals get refined. And then this is when you go to your battery manufacturers. And then this is when it goes into your electric vehicles. And this, if you look it up, Huawei is one of the biggest benefactors.
That's the first time I saw my phone through another screen.
And this, if you look it up, Huawei is one of the biggest benefactors. It's Apple, Google, Huawei, and Samsung. These are some of the biggest benefactors of this system of exploitation. You can find all of this out in Red Cobalt by Sahar Hakara.
So yeah, that was just a little blurb about my Black Liberation Media appearance. Motherfuckers is trying to do a part 2. So yeah, that's what we got going on over there. Yeah, I believe I did what I needed to do. Logistically, I think on like part 2, if we have one, because they've never read Red Cobalt. We're gonna talk and discuss about Red Cobalt Because they was like, have you read the critiques? I'm like, yeah, I've read the critiques. It doesn't like the critiques are more about the verbiage that's used and not really about like the actual politic that is being conveyed. You know what I'm saying? By Red Cobalt. All right, bro. I'm trying to find something to watch. Have y'all heard about that David shit, bro? I heard about that. Yeah. I told him I'm gonna do it, bro. Have y'all heard about that David shit, bro? That shit was crazy, bro. And I knew it was probably something else, cuz. Like, I knew that boy probably had some other shit going on, cuz. Hold up, cuz. I think this video may help. Good, we on some pop culture shit right now. Pop culture / just news in the music industry. Cause this shit is fucking despicable. This shit is crazy. Cause it speaks to femicide too. And just the way
some viewers may find
to do whatever the fuck they want.
the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
David tour dates removed from websites after the discovery of a girl's body in Los Angeles. They definitely did that just because he's black. They should have let him finish his tour.
Big
What the fuck? Is this alright, bro.
development.
Bro, niggas got white supremacists, bro. Niggas done clicked on white supremacist videos, bro. Bro, where is a fucking good video, bro? Of this shit, bro. This nigga Trap Lord Ross is making hella videos, bruh. Let's see what teams he's saying. Let's get some shit from an actual news source. This 4 hours ago.
On TMZ.
Okay, Jimmy Kimmel has surfaced. And where he surfaced, I think, is highly relevant because he was in a building which is packed with lawyers.
Is he trying to sue ABC? Is he trying to sue the FCC?
There are some...
Yeah, like, that's not your fucking joke to make, white ass nigga. Like, that is not your joke to make. Oh, yeah, David's absolutely deranged. I think this motherfucker, I think the name is like Itama or Itami or some shit, where this motherfucker has an alter ego, and in the alter ego he commits murders and crimes that the new alter ego or some shit has to solve. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Legal scholars who say maybe a case against the government. They want to show that the FCC caused ABC to do it, and what the FCC did is a violation of the First Amendment.
Raja Jackson has been arrested for that brutal wrestling ring attack.
For what?
Not attempted murder.
How's it not?
You gotta prove intent if you want attempted murder.
You can infer that, Jason. You can infer intent.
A jury's gotta say, yes, I think he intended to kill him.
Oh, I don't know, man.
All right, everyone else, what lawyer are you going with?
I'm going Beckerman.
Beckerman!
Hey, what about me? Come on, Derek. Brad Pitt sold his house and Austin Butler bought it for $5.2 million.
That's super expensive, but it's not Beverly Hills expensive.
Girls in LA, when they're
TMZ's not a news source? TMZ's not a news source? Am I under a fucking rock? What the fuck happened? TMZ's not news? I don't want to get my shit from, bro. These motherfuckers be knowing niggas is dead before they're dead. Like, if I'm not mistaken, these motherfuckers got in trouble because, they had told somebody, they had broke the story that somebody was dead before their own mama found out or some shit, bro. That shit was like, damn. Jimmy Kimmel, they on some other shit. They ain't even talking about that. Man, let's watch this shit, bro. Fuck this shit. I thought them niggas was like syndicated, bro. Like they was actually on TV. I'm not watching this coon ass nigga, bro.
What's poppin', y'all? We covered this when it first happened, and that is the body that was found in David's Tesla impounded into a lot in LA while he was on tour. This was really weird, and it was a Tesla too. And
This nigga Trump just said Cuba has virtually no autism because they don't have Tylenol. So we're finna launch a war on fucking Tylenol, bro.
I had so many questions about it, none of it made sense to me. I didn't jump to the conclusion that he had caught a body or was going to catch a body, but I said, like, how is your Tesla not reported stolen? You know where the location of your Tesla is all the time. Like, you have the application for it. So that was all weird, but today we've got a lot more news to cover. And the first thing that came out, it was by TMZ, and they reported that the singer David has a tattoo that matches the one found on the body.
When I had found that shit out, I'm like, nigga, this nigga's guilty. So yeah, so what happened with the whole car shit was the car had been idle for like 3 weeks. So I believe they towed it back to like an impound or to like a junk lot or some shit. And they had ran it back and it was his. So they said that like the shit smelled horrid, like the trunk and the fucking everything in the car just smelled horrid when they opened it up. So it was like, let's find out where this shit is coming from. They opened the fucking trunk and his fucking human remains in the trunk. So yeah, it was like he had abandoned the car for like 3 weeks and just had it sitting somewhere random in Los Angeles while he was on tour.
Of a 15 girl discovered in his Tesla.
Because the thing is, the time, it's like a fucking, it's like in TV, this story is like in TV, so for example, let's say that the episode starts, our understanding of this situation, the episode starts when they find the body. What we're doing now is, it's like what they did in Power. What we're doing now is, how did we even get here? So we have to go back in time. You know what I'm saying? So now motherfuckers is having to patch up the timeline to get, how the fuck did this even happen? How did the body even end up here in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So that's what gets a lot of people messed up. Because Celeste, when she was killed, was not 15. She was like 13. And then another thing is, she was turning ages. I don't know when her birthday is. So I believe she was like 13 turning 14 or some shit. And then when you realize that he started talking to her when she was 11 years old, bro. It gets it gets worse. Like the timeline is longer than people thought it was. Like, this has been something ongoing before he was even a fucking famous singer. He's just a fucking pedo.
So he has the tattoo on his index finger, on the inside of his index finger, which is one that Rihanna popularized, that trend where she puts the index finger over her mouth and it has a on it. And so we find out that it's a girl. We didn't even know if it was a girl or a boy or the age.
Yeah, because when I first found out a dead body got found in his trunk, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking like, did someone plant it there? Or like, that's odd. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was going to materialize to this shit at all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was going to get this dark. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought he was, I didn't know if he was a rapper, singer, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the fuck. I'm like, how the fuck does a dead body end up in your trunk? Because, you know, at first they was breaking the story that his car was stolen. And I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who the fuck David was. But when they was like, nah, his car was never reported stolen, I'm like, yeah, whoever's body this is, he did that shit. And then when they identified the body, I'm like, yeah, this nigga's cooked. And then when they came out with the photos, I'm like, yeah, this nigga's cooked. When they came out with the videos and the matching tattoos and the mom saying, yeah, she has a boyfriend named David, yeah, this nigga's cooked. This nigga deserves a fucking, bro, I said this on Instagram, bro. This nigga need to get stoned to death in public, bro. We need to bring back public stonings for this nigga, bro. And I ain't going out like Charlie Kirk, nigga. The fuck ain't no nigga gonna stone my ass. I'll be damned if I get stoned.
The individual, and in the TMZ article, they say the following. The body has now been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Authorities said she had a tattoo on her right index finger with the letters SH. David's tattoo is also on his right index finger. And then they show a missing persons report.
So this is what I'm saying. Okay, so she went missing at 13, okay? So she was last seen in 2024, which is last year. So her birthday is, September. So this is what I'm saying. She just turned 15. Like, if she was still alive, she just turned 15. So she was 14 when she got, believe, like, we don't know the day that she got unalived. So she was either anywhere between 13 and 14 when she got killed. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Also got to just patch up the timeline. Because I remember when it first happened, motherfuckers was like, he's cooperating with the police. That means he's innocent. Like, that don't mean he's fucking innocent. He could be lying. What the fuck?
And it says Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and they show photos of her. Last seen April 5th, 2024. Last seen in Lake Elsinore, California. I think that's in the Inland Empire. Date of birth, 9/7/2010. This is September.
The David?
Yeah, we talking about David, Kev.
7/2010.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Kev.
I'm just seeing 2010 and seeing a human being born that year, it really rattles me. It still rattles me. Current age 13.
Bro, what
so
the
she was
fuck was
13.
I doing in 2010? I was like 4. I remember 2010, nigga. I was in preschool still, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was in preschool, in 2010. You know what I'm saying? That shit feel like yesterday, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit fucked me up, bro. Because when I started seeing niggas in St. Louis, especially with like 2008 on their obituaries from getting smoked and shit, from getting killed, I'm like, damn.
2008's crazy.
I'm like, damn, bro. And then when I see this shit like 2010, these are fucking babies, bro. Like, damn.
When she went missing. So she's been missing for almost a year and a half from this official report. But we would come to find out later that she was officially missing, but she was in
I started getting memory, like conscious memory. And like, oh wait, I ain't gonna lie. I got conscious memory around the Obama administration, like when that shit first started. So I remember vivid like memories of 2010 and shit, because that was the year before I got in elementary school, kindergarten. I got in kindergarten 2011. So yeah, my last year of preschool and shit. I remember my preschool graduation. I remember that shit. We was I went to this preschool called GSL, cause it's closed now because they left the fucking kid on the bus. But they left the kid overnight on the bus or some shit. But when I went there, it was like one of the most robust preschools on the north side, and yeah. I remember my preschool graduation. It was at like a little church. Motherfuckers wearing all blue and shit. I think afterwards, motherfuckers was like, "What do you want to eat, CJ?" Motherfuckers was like, "KFC." I swear to God.
Contact with some people until about a month ago. Height 5'3", weight 120 pounds, and then it says last seen wearing gray pants and a black sweater, a hat, and Hello Kitty sandals. Left the house at 9 p.m. on Friday, April 5th. So she left the house at 9 p.m. on a Friday. Yeah. Maybe she was somebody that went out frequently. People did say that from rumors that we're hearing is that she was always in and out. There was instability in the home. And then TMZ says that they spoke with Celeste's mom last week, and she told us about her daughter's tattoo, adding it was in red ink. The mom said Celeste had been missing for more than a year, but she was suspicious of the Tesla discovery because she said Celeste's boyfriend's name was David.
Yeah, when that shit dropped, bro, I'm like, yeah, this nigga guilty, bro. But it's just another thing of everybody. It's like the Aaliyah shit. Everybody around her failed her. Like, it's the same shit with Aaliyah. This is the same shit with a lot of like victims of sex trafficking or grooming, et cetera, et cetera. It's pictures of David paying off her supposed friends and shit.
singer, and then this, we didn't get much information after this, but then because he hadn't been in LA for over a month, so what people are thinking is, okay, well, maybe this body was decomposing for a month and it was left on a Hollywood street and it wasn't reported stolen. And David's team,
this is another thing that like motherfucker, because right now they're trying to get surveillance footage to see who was driving the Tesla. It's like, nigga, we don't need, motherfuckers are in jail for less right now, bro. Like, motherfuckers is in jail for less. Let this nigga not be a multi-billion-dollar generating artist. This motherfucker would have been under the prison. The only reason why he's not in jail right now is more than likely because of his label.
They've quieted down, which
they
should. Then it would come out later that police were hunting for videos that could identify the driver of David's Tesla.
It doesn't fucking matter who was driving it, nigga. This is circumstantial evidence like shit. And then you also have the statutory. You can get this nigga for statutory. It's videos, it's messages proving he had a fucking sexual relationship with a minor.
Tesla in the area where his car was abandoned. And it shows it right here.
That's what I'm saying, like manipulation of the friends and shit. Like he had a stardom, you know what I'm saying? Like the stardom of it all, you know what I'm saying? Like taking advantage of them. It's just all fucked. Like motherfuckers around her failed her. And then it's like, this is where, so like this Hollywood. Yeah.
So this is the street or the neighborhood where the car was found, and this does seem like where events happen or things happen, and
like these are all
you are likely to get towed here if you're parking at the wrong time. So it says David's Tesla was abandoned on a street in the Hollywood Hills before it was towed and impounded with a dead body inside, and cops are scouring the area where the car was parked and looking for video that would identify the driver and maybe crack the case. They're gonna find video here. There's Ring cameras everywhere.
Nigga, yeah, bro, it's Ring, nigga. This is Hollywood, Los Angeles. There are cameras fucking everywhere. This nigga is cooked. Arrest this nigga now, or just have vigilante justice. I'd much rather vigilante justice.
Where
drag this nigga through the street, bro.
Actually, I think I noticed. No way, this isn't Hollywood Hills, right? No, never mind. I thought I noticed that place. Multiple people who live on the block where the singer's Tesla was abandoned tell TMZ LAPD swept the area and are talking with every neighbor they can track down to see if there's Ring camera or surveillance video showing his car. We're told cops are not only asking residents for showing the main street where the car was towed from, they're also searching for video showing nearby alleyways, suggesting cops believe that Tesla may have been driven through an alley before being abandoned to avoid detection. We know cops got video of the alleyway from at least one neighbor, but the Tesla was not in the footage. We're told the neighbor who called to have the car towed earlier this month has since talked to police and turned over footage, but we don't know if the video revealed the driver's identity. And they were saying that a bunch of these houses are short-term rentals, so it's hard for them to get into contact with the actual owners of the place.
Or like what
and
R.
it
Kelly,
was
like,
called
something else that he would do when we was like analyzing that whole shit was he used to pull up to the high school and shit. And I was talking because one of my professors is from Gary, which is right outside of Chicago. He also used to pull up to Gary High School, Gary area high schools. And I'm like, did y'all not, like, did no one at the time ever think it's weird that a fucking global superstar like R. Kelly is just pulling up to high schools and leaving with 14-year-olds? Like, no one batted an eye? He was like, those of us who did or those who tried just were not listened to because people are so caught up in the stardom. But that's another thing, like, y'all gotta realize celebrities is regular niggas, bro. They bleed just like you do. They can get punched in the face just like you do. They can get ran off the block just like anybody can. You get what I'm saying? And just one of them things, like, cause growing up, motherfucking Nelly wasn't outside of U City High School. And it's like, if you know, you know. If you're in high school, the 40-year-old nigga who's standing outside is the fucking pedophile, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, the nigga who's coming to, the 40-year-old, 30-year-old who's coming to pick motherfuckers up and shit, bro, we know what that shit is, bro. You get what I'm saying? May everybody know specifically who it is? No. But we know that type of behavior is what pedophiles and groomers do.
The cops were called after the odor got too out of hand. Now, what they say in the report, it's that it's a chopped up and decomposing body inside. But other people are saying that the body fell apart because it was severely decomposed.
Her body fell apart. Yeah, bro. And it's like the way that he just disregarded her like some trash, bro. Like, she is not, she's possibly not going to be able to get buried in the way that maybe either she wanted or her. I think she has a brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like her body, like this reminds me, like about this story. Jane Doe, St. Louis. Hold up, let's just look it up on YouTube. I don't want shit too graphic. You know what I'm saying? Because this story is graphic. This is a story I've actually been going into as of lately. The St. Louis Jane Doe. Precious Hope. Like this story. It's fucking egregious. It's fucking egregious. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about a it's a very, very old cold case from St. Louis in like the 80s, in which it was a black girl named we don't know her name, we don't know her identity, her head's never been found. She was found decapitated in an abandoned house on the west side. And to this day, nobody knows what the fuck happened. If you ask me, after watching the documentary, the police most definitely probably has something to do with this. But dude, does knowing the racist nature of St. Louis MPD in 1980, what year is this? In like 1983? You know what I'm saying? Because something that sparked my eye and should have probably sparked any. You talking about the girl? Okay, yeah. What sparked my eye and what should spark anybody else's eye about that case is a singular white pubic hair was found on her pelvic region. And she was SA'd. A whole boatload of shit happened to her. She was they were able to find out she was beaten, SA'd, all this shit. A singular pubic hair was found on her body that I believe matched one of the cops that was there. That like, you know what I'm saying, found the body. And I'm like, none of y'all, or no, it belonged to a Caucasian male. And it's like, none of y'all thought to test the officers there. No, they didn't definitively get a match because they never tested them, which I believe they did intentionally. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, it was more than likely some cops were doing sex trafficking, which is not out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? For cops to be sex traffickers. And ended up doing the monstrous thing to that black little girl. And since she's a black little girl in fucking St. Louis in the 80s, motherfuckers could care less.
Posed.
This story reminded me so much of that because they said her body was legitimately discarded and thrown to the wayside like some trash.
So the LA County Medical Examiner said the body was severely decomposed and appeared to have been in the car for an extended period of time before being found. But I don't know what an extended period of time is, because even in less than a week, a body really starts to stink. So for it to get to this point, how long was it there? And how long was it in the trunk? And you got to think, for a tow lot, the smell has to be pungent, because people aren't like, it's not like down the block, or it's not like a residential area where people are constantly walking around, they're close to the home. Like tow lot, people are probably not checking for a lot of those cars. The people working there, at least. Then a lot more information started to surface.
And all motherfuckers like David, he's probably calculated to the point of like, it doesn't even matter who drove the car. He still did that shit and he's still culpable. It don't matter. Because they talking about a bodyguard and shit. It don't matter. To me, it don't.
On social media, one post was saying that she left her house wearing Hello Kitty, and David had an obsession with Hello Kitty. There's photos of him wearing a Hello Kitty zip-up hoodie. There's photos of him with Hello Kitty
and the
t-shirt.
fucked up thing is, bro, he may never see Tom, and he's still gonna have a career, bro. That's the fucked up thing about it, like, of it all. Because motherfuckers are still gonna stream his music. You know what I'm saying? It's a subset of the world and just the internet that loves this shit. And it loves this shit. It's fucking sick.
shirts, Hello Kitty mugs, very an odd coincidence if you want to call it that. But then an alleged photo of him and this girl had surfaced, and it says Celeste and David don't let me sleep, and it says 3:51 a.m. and it's David and what looks to be that girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez in a FaceTime call with somebody else. And this is one of the craziest, most disturbing things about this guy is, there are a bunch of people that knew that this was going on, and this guy wasn't, he was trying to hide it, but he was showing a lot more than, I don't even really get it, because I'll give you guys another clip as an example. There was a Discord message that was leaked because this guy had a Discord server, and somebody asked him on December 13th, 2023. So this chick would have been, what, 11 at that time, or 12? And this guy, Lamp, says, hey, who's the girl? And then this dude, David, says, you are a Fed. It's like, what?
What the fuck? All right, bro. Because I have seen this too. And like some people have like shown in like certain like how old is he? David is a year older than me, so he's born in 05. Yeah, David's born in 05. Somebody in the TikTok comment section was like, the LAPD is finna be coming knocking on your door because you're fucking with a 13-year-old. They said this shit in like 2024, I believe. Yep, March 28th, 2005. So yeah, he's a year older than me. He's like a year and 2 months older than me. So yeah. So he's born in 05. So if she's born in 2000, so he's 5 years older than her. Yeah. If she's gonna be 15, he's 20. Yeah.
Right, and that,
so when she was 12, he was 17.
That girl looks like it could be her, but there have been a couple
I told niggas, bro, this nigga seems like a serial killer to me. The way that he methodically disposed of the body is only something that is done by fucking niggas who've either done this shit before or serial killers, bro. This is some Jeff Dahmer shit, bro. To me, like the way that he was able to chopping a body up, chopping a dead body up, disposing of it the way that he did is something that you only hear with serial killers largely.
Have looked like her. Like it might be a different girl, but the scariest part about this is that when this first came out, a lot of people were trying to defend it, saying that he was on tour and he kept up appearances. Like the guy was just doing his shows, tossing out laboo-boos, saying that he was cooperating with law enforcement. I don't know what cooperation looks like, but
exactly, bro. This nigga could be lying, bro.
One of the threads, some guy actually shared a story that would come to show us that this guy knew what was going on. And he said the following: this guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the IE Inland Empire ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was peeing her out. Yeah, PIM peeing her out. She was in 7th grade.
I also have heard shit like that, like motherfuckers was pimping her out and shit like that, and it's just like, god damn, dog. Oh man.
The time, LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. So they're already saying that LAPD looked through this guy's crib and she wasn't there. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing with like I call her Precious Hope because that's the name that she was given. The girl in St. Louis. Her, like how the way that they said that she was decapitated was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like she got basically her head was sawed off. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
In months. I won't release names as she's still minor,
like,
but she was from Lake Elsinore. And this person says, whoa, hope that's not the case. And then you've got someone trying to defend the situation, which is understandable at that time. But this person says, it isn't speculation. It literally happened. I don't really care if you've heard nice things about him. That has no impact on my personal negative experience. And we would come to find out that, yeah, that was a chick from that was a girl from Lake Elsinore that was in 7th grade at the time, because she would be in 9th grade right now. And she is passed away in that trunk. So this guy, now we don't know officially if David's the one that ended it, but we do know that as of now, we have a lot of overwhelming information that this guy was seeing and spending a lot of time with this girl. And then there are Discord messages where David in 2022 says, Celeste in here? Question mark. And then she says, hi, David Bark. So you've got that as one of the replies, which is freaky. And then more conspiracy theory type things come out where it says David's hit song Romantic Homicide was released on September 7th, which was the birthday of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This was in 2022. We do have messages going back to 2023 of them, but I don't know if it's this crazy where the person's dropping it, because like, what are you saying, that he intended on offing the chick years ago? Actually, as a matter of fact, no, it is, he may have known her, because in 2022 he was talking to her.
I mean, we don't know what this crazy ass nigga wanted to do. Like, I wouldn't put shit past this nigga, bro. Like, at this point, I'm not putting shit past this nigga, bro. And I think if you got some unpacking to do. You know what I'm saying? Some misogyny to unpack. If you're thinking logistically that anything can be put past a motherfucker like this motherfucker's sick. I'm not putting shit past him, bro. You don't know what type of plans that he had, bro. Nah.
And this was October that we got that message. So she may have, been in contact with him at that time. But he may have dropped it on her birthday as like a quote unquote gift to her for her 12th birthday. Oh my God. This is insane. People had OJ.
Why the fuck did we just say the same thing at the same time?
And we get this guy. And then there was also a song that leaked on that he made in December of 2023 called Celeste, where
I remember when his fans was like, his fans were like, it's a 23-year-old Celeste and whoopty whoop and whoop and bop de bop, and it's like, nah, it's only one Celeste, bro. You gotta think, bro. Celeste is not a fucking common name, bro. So any nigga who was like, Celeste is Celeste. There are two Celestes. Like, bro, if y'all seriously believe that shit, you're fucking stupid, bro. You're fucking stupid, bro.
He's like, oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Now, this is the thing. We don't know yet if she has his name tattooed on her chest. But he says Celeste in this song multiple times. That's a song that leaked just yesterday. And there have been other people that have been talking about how they knew that this was going on, or they knew that there was a Celeste. People are trying to tie streamers into it, which I think is unfair. There was Jason the Ween, who had met somebody, because Jason the Ween did a song with this guy, and he was cordial with him. He was cool with him. I wouldn't say they're friends, because I can't judge streamer celebrity friendships. These guys are odd. But this is the thing. This guy was posting to his close friends. This dude, David.
So, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Who the fuck is in this nigga's close friends? Who the fuck is it? That's what make me question who's in this nigga close, bro. Check this nigga phone, bro. Check this nigga's phone, bro. I didn't even know celebrities posted in their close friends. Check this nigga phone, bro.
There's a post right here. This guy says, David posted pictures of him and Celeste to close friends, so the information they were dating wasn't made public. Dog, how are you posting to close friends? And he's got Fortnite Battle Royale music. An important detail I have to add
speaking of, they said this nigga was on Fortnite just last night. For all of y'all that don't know, he's not in prison. He's not in jail. He's not nothing.
Here is David is currently 20. I don't know why, but I thought he was older. I feel like you guys would probably think that he was older as well. I just thought he was 24 or 25 or something like that. Now, that doesn't change anything that's been going on here at all. But perhaps that's why he's moving in the way that he is after the girl has been found, or the body had been found, because you would think somebody would just dip out of there. Like, how are you continuing to act like everything's normal? And then there was also Instagram stories of Celeste that he was resharing in 2023, and she has at David with red kissing lipstick emojis, and that's him. And the
This is on the main story. This is the main story. What the fuck was going, bro? Who the fuck, bro?
account was Dean Blunt Lover 444, and he says, didn't use my music, SMH. And he reposts that story. The person that made the initial statement on the Reddit before the body was even confirmed to be a man, woman, girl, boy, said, sorry for the late response. I'm sure the police have been involved, but I don't know the full detail of C's life. It seemed to me that she has had a broken home life, family life, because the way my sister put it, she would never be home and always be out. Seems like the parent relationship wasn't there, and I'm not sure if he's still paying or not. I can ask my sister and get back to you. Edit. I asked my sister and she said she isn't sure, but I saw a news article of the picture of the girl and my sister confirmed that it is indeed C. See this news article here. Her name was Celeste, but I used the term C just in case it wasn't her.
I just went to her Instagram, bro. Like, it's still up. Like, all that shit. But it's ran by her sister now. Hold up, chat.
But this confirms it. And this is crazy. And then they also show, this was the pic bro showed me. And this was a picture of David meeting up around the corner, paying other people that are her age to keep their mouth shut about the situation. And TMZ would report that this was in Lake Elsinore, right around from where she lived. This gets even more disturbing because fans went and had a conversation with Celeste's brother. And I'm going to read you guys the conversation right now. He says, dude, why does Celeste follow you? All respect to your sister, and I hate how trash people are being. Was it really him? Jesus, all love, man. Yeah, it was him, because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Damn, well, he has it coming. That's wild. Just randomly, did you even ever talk to him? He said, I met him once in person. So this guy knew that this situation was going on. He said, did you and your family know of your sister being with them? Like she was living with them? All of this stuff is so confusing and disgusting. I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waved off. I believe this is a thing. And he says, BS, now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, that won't happen again. But if they had listened, yeah, it won't happen again because she's dead. That's why it won't happen. Even then, they don't do anything. They haven't even done anything towards him. That's how it is with celebrities. This guy's just yapping about this Diddy thing. People went after Diddy, and Diddy was not in a situation like this. And then he says, how long has she been gone? He says, dead? 2 weeks. He says, damn.
They still got my, bro. Every time these niggas, what's these niggas called? These niggas from TikTok send me updates. Motherfucker, if y'all do not have a fucking update about my Charlie Kirk fucking video, stop fucking texting me, bro. My shit's still under review. My shit is still under review, bro. My shit is still under review. I mean, I don't have any, like, he tried to go to the police and just gave up after. I don't fucking know. Oh, man. This shit is crazy. But, like, as a nigga, I don't have, like, I'm not close with my sisters at all. Like, I barely talk to mine. And plus, they're older than me. So, like, I really, like, we wasn't raised in the same house. Whole bunch of other family shit. The reason why we don't click. But, like, how, nigga? Like, how? You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a house full of all brothers. You know what I'm saying? How, bruh? They wouldn't even let their sister go out like this. Like, how can you just put your sister up like this? You know what I'm saying?
And that soon. People have been saying like a month. The dude's a weirdo. His songs all have weird messages. What do you think happened? Like he didn't want her to expose him being with her? And this guy says, I don't know. Damn, was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing it was all him just manipulating her. And the brother says, yeah, she was always saying that she was waiting till, he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. That's impossible because if that happened, then everyone's just going to rewind and say, hold on, you've been together for this long or you just got married and this happened. So I think David found himself in a situation where he was screwed. Well, he created a situation for himself in which he was screwed because if they ever separate, she starts talking about the situation, he's screwed. If they stay together, he makes it more public than he already was, which is like a very, very, very low-key public, then he's screwed because people will say, well, you met her all this time ago and there's all of this information out there. So he was screwed regardless. And then he says, what's crazy is all these people in his circle who knew and didn't say anything. I saw one guy got sued by him. I'm sure you would have too if you kept pushing. He says, dog, what? I never knew that. My sister wouldn't say anything, ever. And I knew a couple of girls like this when I was like 12, 13. This was you just don't know what's going on with them. You don't know what's going on with their family situation. They leave, they disappear from school for a month, 2 months, and then come back. You don't know where they were. They're not telling anybody what's going on. So it's hard to even get a read of the situation. And then he's like, yo, there's so much stuff in that Discord he has. He's like, what the hell? There's a Discord? Well, this guy didn't even know that. This Discord was likely where this was all born. And he says, yeah, it was just his fan Discord and stuff. I wasn't in it, obviously, but from what I know, he was decently active in it. And some screenshots and screen recordings were posting today and yesterday after the news. Showed one guy saying this. And that was one of the fans saying, show the one with the missing girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And that's David talking about, I'm in a song crisis right now. So this person in the Discord knew that David had some involvement with the girl that was already known as missing. And he says 95% sure it's legit. Someone who was in the server before was locked, screen recorded them looking up this message, and it wasn't edited or anything. He says, what the F? No effing way, dude. Please send me more if you know.
Yeah, are y'all saying this rapture talk shit? But I've had friends that had nieces like Celeste where the older sister doesn't take care of her and will allow her to do whatever she wants or drop her off at anyone's house. Yeah. Like, growing up, that shit used to happen. Like, I know stories of that happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, big sisters just allowing the little sister to just wander around. You know what I'm saying? Or motherfuckers like in high school and shit. Like, it was not a eyeball for girls to have like niggas that will be sophomores in high school. Motherfuckers, yeah, this nigga 22 and you trying to talk. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like in high school, niggas legitimately had to when it came to shit, niggas had to compete with old niggas, like grown niggas. You know what I'm saying? This is like another reason why like grown niggas be beefing with like 16 and 17-year-old niggas, you know what I'm saying? It's because they're groomers. Like a lot of these niggas is groomers. So it's one of them things. So it's like, bruh. Some girls are good at hiding it. Yeah, they're very manipulated into thinking that like the relationship is healthy when it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like especially, yeah, bro, it's just fucked up. Like groomers methodically and intentionally, like for girls like Celeste, come from a broken home. They intentionally spot shit like that, and then that's when they go in for the kill, because they know that if motherfuckers had a strong support base, motherfuckers would have been beat David ass, bro, or killed or worse. You know what I'm saying? And now knowing that she pregnant, like nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like in high school, bro, niggas was legit. Motherfuckers was seeing nigga 24 pull up. And it's like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing. Like, so like we young, bro. We like 15 and shit. So 15, 16, 17, 18. Motherfuckers Destiny versus Myron. What the fuck is going on, bro? Oh, hell no. Hell no. So, yeah, bro. That shit just... Oh, my God. That shit just fucked up my train of thought, bro. So, yeah, bro. Like, motherfuckers don't even got cars yet and shit, bro. So, they use that. They use their economic status. Also to groom and shit. So, they'll give cars, money. Yeah. Yeah. It's damn near... solidified that Celeste was with child. Oh, this nigga's just asking for it. This nigga's just asking for it. He's just asking for it. This is my last right for this fucking stream. I'm gonna make Dean Withers' life a fucking living hell. From this day forward, all platforms that I have are Dean Withers hate pages, okay? Okay? Dean Parker and Harry Sasson hate pages, send them my way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, bro, high school was a strange place.
Okay.
All right, here we are. Whoop, sorry. Hello, welcome into the stream, everyone. For everybody that is tuning into the live, it is so good.
I just hate this nigga's voice, bro. Like, I hate this nigga's voice, bro. I fucking hate Dean's voice. I hate this stupid ass fucking haircut. Like, it look like this nigga got one of them teen beach surfer fucking wigs on, bro. Like, I just fucking dislike this nigga, bro. Like, this nigga's headphones is too fucking big for his fucking head.
To see you today. If you are just now tuning in,
this way, and we want to get the numbers down. Like Trump is saying, we want to get these numbers.
Look at this nigga, bro. He thinks he's so like that. This is the same nigga who was just fucking crying over Charlie Kirk, bro. Like,
down. Like, what does that even mean? You know, it doesn't even make any sense. But I think in general, man, I think
who paid for this weak ass room that he in, bro. These weak ass fucking plants, bro.
Under the desk, you were completely right on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I'm happy Cuffy was on that panel and not me, bro. Because I probably would have seriously tried to debate this nigga within the first 5 minutes, bro. But it would have just got to a point, bro. Bro, fuck you, bro.
Like the amount of funding that has been.
This nigga, bro, I know he's, bro, off the 2 Kirk streams, bro, he's probably made like 60 to 80,000. No bullshit. No bullshit.
And hurt on science, you can't overestimate it. The private universities are not spending that money, so now it's impacting private businesses as well. So that's a big thing that people need to understand, is that there's huge layoffs that are happening in private companies that never happened before under Trump. Like to be honest with you, me personally, I got laid off 2 weeks ago because of this. Actually, my entire site were 50 people.
Okay, this is what I need niggas to understand. You're not getting laid off because of fucking Trump. You're getting laid off because the economy under capitalism is shitty. It's gonna be shitty. That's the reason why you're getting laid off. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting laid off
because of it.
You know what I'm saying? Trump is just, you know what I'm saying? Trump is just cleaning house. This is capitalism, bro. Boom and bust cycles. You're getting laid off because capital is telling Trump, yeah, lay these niggas off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting laid off because of Trump. Yeah, niggas was donating like crazy. I'm like, damn. I sure fake cry over fucking Charlie Kirk, nigga. I'm broke as a muff. I'm broke as a fucking joke. Damn, a little tears for a white, damn, nigga. But I'm too real for that. I'm too sound. I'm never, fuck no. Momentarily place myself in the wife's shoes. Niggas, you crazy, bro? The nigga had a wife for a reason. You don't need to put yourself in her shoes, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? I put myself in the wife's shoes. Nigga, the wife is alive. You don't need to. You don't need to. Them shoes is already filled by another racist. The fuck? The fuck? Her racist ass high heels is already filled, bro. You don't need to place yourself in them fucking, the fuck? What did they think was gonna happen to their white collar jobs with AI? That's what I'm saying. Like with that's another thing. Like the advent of AI, like when AI first dropped, I know a lot of people were critiquing it. Because it was like, yeah, bro, we gonna have problems with niggas in factories. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have niggas in factories not being able to work no more because they're gonna be replaced by a fucking robot. And niggas was like, well, we'll see when we get there. Well, we see when we get there, and we see that this shit is fucking niggas' jobs and lives up. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You smell me? You feel me? It's just one of them things, like, back down memory lane. I'm saying, gotta get the Fazos and shit. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be a fresh ass nigga. Niggas gonna be fresh as hell at the meeting. All you weak ass niggas can keep on fucking hating. Cause at the end of the day, I'm a fresh ass nigga. But, what the fuck was I saying? But yeah, bro, like, bro, she already had some shoes that was getting filled, bro. Like, was Parker crying ass saying that shit, bro? No, nigga. He was just fucking crying, bro. Because he saw that nigga get his muffin cap peeled back blue. You know what I'm saying? He was there. Why the fuck was he there? We don't know. Because they was not debating them niggas. Oh, yeah. Yeah, AI taking jobs. You know what I'm saying? Plus, that's why niggas' electric bills are so high. Them AI data centers and shit. Y'all better tell, bro. Y'all better get active in y'all community, bro. Tell them niggas shut that shit down, bro. No bullshit. Like, shut that shit down, bro. We don't need it, bro. It's not making my life fucking better, bro. That ChatGPT, nigga, just Google it, nigga. Google it, nigga. Google it. Please, Google it. You know what I'm saying? Just Google the shit, bro. Research. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need back. Research, nigga. Y'all niggas need to research shit, bro. This is why y'all niggas on TikTok, bro. Like, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. This shit is finna be a Dean hate page, bro. I'm dead ass, bro. Dean Withers. There weren't any, bro. Don't tell me these niggas was using fucking fake ass tears, bro. Hold up. I'm not even finna try to go to this nigga's TikTok. Parker reaction. I was gonna say something. I was gonna call Charlie Kirk something else.
Yeah, everyone. I just got word that Charlie Kirk is dead. I was at the event, and I was 30 to 40 feet away, and I heard the gunshot go off.
He thought this was gonna be his moment. He thought he you know these motherfuckers, they sick. They sick as hell. He cried because he heard one single shot. He ran away. Alright, bro. Wait. What I was gonna say? Nah, bro. He thought these motherfuckers be so sick. They use school shootings as a talking point. So this is why he hyper focused. This is why he said after that he was like, I thought it was a mass shooting. He wanted, these motherfuckers are so sick, they want to be in a mass shooting just to say, I survived the mass shooting. This is why we need gun reform. I swear to God, listen to the nigga.
And I was so terrified. Everyone started running. I honestly, I wasn't sure if it was a gunshot in the beginning, but I assumed and I thought that it was likely that it was like a mass shooting or something.
Told you, bro. Nigga, you heard one shot. You heard one shot, nigga. Look, bruh. This is coming from a nigga who's been shot at before. If a nigga only shoots one time, bro, what the oh my God. That does not equal mass shooting, bro. That does not equal mass shooting, bro. Oh my God.
Something like that. And I just started running. And all the people around me started running their hardest, and there were people dry heaving and throwing up and crying.
You ain't talking about, you notice how he ain't mentioned the nigga celebrating. It was one nigga that was celebrating. It was one nigga in the crowd that said, that nigga was crying me, bro.
Due to everything, because it's fucking scary. And we heard for a bit that he was in critical condition and that he was alive, but he was just pronounced dead recently.
Yeah, bro. With my shit, bro. With my story getting shot at, bro. So, bro, I was 12, bro. I was actually with my parents, too. Bro, it's funny now, but in the moment it wasn't. Bro, so the car is coming this way, right? And we're going this way. Bro, we come, still no tears. We come right here, dog. We in the van, so I'm sitting in this side, my mama right here, my dad driving. Motherfucker come. All we see is a motherfucker, the window go down, and all we see is a little nigga, and he go, bah, 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 bah. We like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers, I immediately did this. I immediately did that shit because the nigga sped off afterwards. I'm motherfuckers looking and seeing if motherfuckers cool and shit. Luckily, nobody got hit. But motherfuckers bro, you check first, see if you got fucking hit, nigga. You don't fucking. All right, bro.
With the Washington Post.
All right, bro.
It's so fucking
yeah,
scary. It's so scary.
Oh no, that
And I really just wish the people
like, it's one of
in
the
the
things. It's cool, but it's not cool. Cause in the moment, niggas was like fearful as fuck. I think after that we went to go get some dinner. Cause we had just came. We just came from a basketball game. I was just hooping. And yeah, bro, that is how I go. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know who it was to this day. I don't know who it was. And it was like, it's like when I was, this is what I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna have to start carrying. Cause motherfuckers down here, bro, they don't think. They don't think at all. So motherfuckers, I remember I was with my dad this time. And we was on Broadway. So it's a little back street. No, this ain't Broadway. It's a back street over here, off of Broadway. And it was nighttime. Another thing, basketball. Dad was picking me up from practice because the motherfuckers was going home. And motherfuckers, dude almost hit us, bro. So we had an intersection. He ain't have his fucking lights on. So we had a fucking intersection, bro. Again, we making a turn. So we making a turn right here. His car right here. He almost hits us, right? This motherfucker pulls out a fucking sawed-off shotgun. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, bro, I'm like, I can't go out like this, bro. I cannot go out like this. I cannot go out like this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, bro. It's because these motherfuckers from the burbs, bro. These motherfuckers not used to that shit. I'm like, I cannot go out like this, bro. Like, me and my dad is not going out like this, bro. I'll be fucking damned if a random nigga at a red light that almost hit me is gonna shoot me. You know what I'm saying? But after that, that's when my pops got him something right now. He got red tips. But yeah, I'm finna get me something, motherfucker. Because you know what I'm saying? I already got this shit. Motherfucker, try me in close proximity. From now on, you getting your shit beamed, nigga. 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 That shit pepper spray, nigga. You getting your shit beamed. But shit, I'm finna go, I got a meeting. I'm finna go to my meeting. I'll probably be on her tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day, because it is I don't got school Wednesday. So I'll probably be on her Wednesday. I'll see y'all later. And bye. Because they're sheltered. That's it. Yeah, they don't. Hell no. Fuck no. I had seen that one video of Noor talking about like Americans aren't ready for a revolution or some shit. Some bullshit like that. I'm like, man, I don't know what it is. Like, motherfuckers don't realize how dystopian the hood is, bruh. That shit is his own. This is what we're gonna talk about on next stream. We're gonna talk about my experiences this weekend with helping homeless people. That's what we gonna do. We gonna go through all the pictures, the videos, all that shit. This is what the fuck we gonna do. Cause we gonna show niggas how dystopian this shit is for real. But I'll be here tomorrow. Bye. I'm probably gonna be live on TikTok later too. So, bye.